Decisions for Living is a program that allows people to look at their situations and to really decide what it is they want.
Every time, without fail, people say, this is not what I expected out of my life. I don't want to be here again. I've got to make a change.
They truly want a different life. They just don't have the tools to get that different life, or they can't always see how they can get that different life. And when they're given the right tools and they're given the right options, then it's like, oh, I can do this. I can really do this.
They're looking at this, seeing that they have possibilities, and for some of them, this is the first time in their life that they've seen they have possibilities. I go home and believe I had an impact.
I don't ever come away without having appreciation for what folks with some really serious stuff in their backgrounds are still able to accomplish.
Vita had a wonderful article in the newspaper, as I recall, asking for tutors, and I came to a workshop, and at that workshop I learned a lot about myself. I think those of us who are already good decision makers in our lives don't always know what the process is that we just innately use. That workshop helped me learn how I actually make decisions.
They always give me something back. They always say thank you. They're always so grateful.
I'm always given respect by the people in the class or the person I'm tutoring one-on-one.
I think if you know that you could have done any of these things that they've done, that it's very easy to slip when you don't have enough money, when your circumstances are poor and confusing. So many of these folks come from very chaotic backgrounds. That it's very easy to do these things. It's not them or us. We're all humans, and we all make mistakes.
What you did is not who you are. You made a mistake. There is none of us who have not made mistakes.
What qualities make a good tutor? I think you have to be a good listener, empathetic, but also a person of ideas, a person who can ask the questions, not give advice, but ask the questions to help them find the advice within themselves.
This has taught me about acceptance. This has taught me about sensitivity. This has taught me to listen. This has taught me that everybody has something to teach me.
It is so rewarding to go in and see the changes that people make in their lives. And even if they come back after they've taken the class, you've planted a seed, and at some point in their lives, that seed is going to blossom. It will blossom.
One of the other highlights is when people come in and they'll say, hey, I used that. You remember when we talked about that last class? Well, I had an opportunity to use that here in this situation, and they share that with you. It's awesome.
When a person's eyes actually light up, you see him smile. He doesn't say anything, but you know that brain is going on and that he's actually getting what you're talking about, thinking about it and saying, geez, that is important to me. And it's those moments that I get satisfaction.
I always felt as a tutor that there was a full organization behind me. So if I had a problem with a client, or if I had difficulty with a certain section that I was working on with someone, there was someone for me to go to here at Vita that could help me with what the challenges were that I was meeting. So a very supportive organization and great people to know.
When people ask you what you do and you say what you do, they're fascinated. A lot of times their reaction is, oh wow, I could never do that. But we always move through that. Yeah, well, you actually could do that.
The constituents there that you're working with are just ordinary people who've made bad decisions. So they're not threatening, they're not scary in any way. They're just, most of the people I worked with were lovely young men who haven't had an opportunity to understand how to make good decisions for themselves, how to make a movie for their life that's a blockbuster.